Welcome back, guys. I haven't posted a video in about, I think it's 4 days now. Actually, it might be 5 by the time this video goes up. But I've been getting a lot of stuff done around here. I haven't just been sitting around not doing anything. It hasn't been anything big. It hasn't been one single project. It's been a lot of odds and ends stuff around here, starting a couple things, getting some stuff going, and finishing some stuff up. One of which was the electrical in our house. I had to put this end cap on that island. I'll throw in a picture here so you can see what I'm talking about. Had to put that piece on so I can get that last electrical plug wired in and done up so we can get our final electrical. Now that that's done, we can get the final electrical scheduled, get the guy out here, and that's one more thing we can check off on our house to-do list as far as getting occupancy on our house. I don't think we've been doing much else to the house. I did a little bit of trim around the bathroom door, and that's about it, really. Organizing my master bedroom closet. Not something you guys really want to see. I mean, anybody can put up shelving, and the master bedroom closet is a mess, even with the shelving I put up, so I'm not going to take you in there and show that to you. But the chicken coop. We are still waiting on the chicken coop door, but I did make a slight modification to the chicken coop. I know chicken coops need ventilation, and I didn't really have too much ventilation in here other than the gaps around the doors that I still haven't filled in. But it's not wintertime quite yet, and even in the wintertime, the chicken coop's gonna need ventilation. So I added this metal grate right here. This is a metal grate that I just simply cut a hole in the door, siliconed it up, and screwed the metal grate on there. The metal grate is small enough so that squirrels and stuff can't get in there, but big enough that all the dust and stuff can float right out. A buddy of mine around the corner made a chicken coop, and he just put windows in with screens, and the standard screens, the holes are so small that all the dust just kind of accumulates on that screen and doesn't really let ventilation go as much as I'd like it to. So I added this. I also put this on the inside so I can slide this shut. Wintertime when it gets cold, slide it shut, still have ventilation, but maybe not as much, depending on the temperature of the chicken coop itself. I know my chickens have feathers, but I don't want them getting too cold in the wintertime. Hopefully that chicken coop door shows up in the next, well, I think they said 4 to 6 weeks. I think we're working on week 3 or 4 right now, so there's probably gonna be a couple more weeks and we'll get that thing put in. We won't have that big hole down there in the bottom where they can just kind of come and go and critters can get in there at night. Luckily, so far we haven't had anything break into the chicken coop. We have had the chickens laying eggs all over the property. I didn't realize that when you go to switch chickens from one coop to another, they don't necessarily want to lay eggs where you want them to lay eggs. So I put golf balls in the nesting boxes, and slowly but surely they're starting to lay eggs in the chicken coop. But we've found 12, 14 eggs in a nest out there in the trees, in the hay bales, in between the Connex boxes. Just walking around, you look down, there's 12 eggs. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. If you know how to float test an egg, you can float test them to see if they're good or bad. And there's plenty of videos on that, so I won't get into that right now. Another thing I've been working on is the chipper, that big old chipper machine. So let's walk over there. I'll show you what I've been doing to that. Hopefully the sun isn't glaring too bad over here. I've got all the blades. There's 4 blades on that drum. Took them all out. These are the wedges that hold the blades in. They hadn't been taken out in I don't know how long. Those bolts were so tight and so crusty on there. But I got all those blades out, and I had to do a little bit of research, kind of talking to a bunch of people around to see where I can get those blades sharpened. When I bought this chipper, it came with 3 sets of blades. I still have yet to take out the deck blade. What do they call that blade down there? I forget what they call that. It's a deck blade something. That one needs to get sharpened, but not to a point. It's actually supposed to be sharpened so that it has a 45, a flat, and a 45 on both ends of it, and then you can flip it because it only hits one of those 45s each time you flip it. So you have 4 different times you can use it before you need to get it resharpened. But I need to get that out of there, and I finally found a place that can sharpen chipper blades. It's about, I think it's an hour and a half away, and they do, I think it's 75 cents an inch. So not too bad. 4 sets of blades. I think each blade is 14 inches long. So get all 3 sets sharpened up, get that deck blade. It's not a deck blade, it's a different type. I forget what the name of it is, but you guys get it. Get that thing out of there and take that down and get it sharpened at the same time. Before I get too far over that direction, come back over here. We've been working to try and figure out where the smell is coming from our septic system. It's a sewage smell. It's not all the time, but every once in a while when there's a light breeze, not like this wind that's going on right now, when there's a light breeze, we get a whiff of septic system somewhere. Can't quite tell where it's coming from, but we've got a couple ideas. We've done research online, and we've done a couple things to see if we can stop that smell. One of those things, the vent caps up there. Those are vent caps. They're filters with charcoal in them. So they're supposed to stop any odor from coming out of the vent caps. And we were told if the vent tubes aren't as tall as the trees around your house, then sometimes the wind comes over the tops of the trees, circles down, draws some of the smell out, and then comes down your roof to where you can smell it. So I put those vent filters on there yesterday, day before. Charcoal vent filters. In this wind, you really don't get to smell a lot of it, but I have caught a whiff of sewage smell with those filters on there. So I don't think that was a problem, which is kind of a bummer because those things aren't cheap. They're a Wolverine brand charcoal filter, and you literally fill that thing full of charcoal and you put some silicone on it and slide it on there. You don't glue it on, so you can later, if it works for you, and 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, you can smell it again, you can just slide the thing off. It's not glued on there, it's just slid on. And then you can change the charcoal out of it, whatever you need to do. But I don't think that was our problem, because I can still smell it. I can't seem to smell anything around the caps to the septic system or the septic tank, so I don't think those are leaking, but I can still smell it somewhere outside. At least it's outside the house, not inside the house. But we're still working on that. If you've had this problem and you know something about septic systems, put it in the comments, guys, because I don't want to walk around my yard and smell that. Another thing I've got in the mix up here on the sawmill, selling that wood, the 1x6 and the 1x8, would make money. But I've got a lot of it milled out, and if I can make something out of it, I can make more money off of it. For a unit of 1x6 that's 8 foot long, I think you get about $1,000 for dimensionally cut, non-planed wood. This is about half a unit, so it's about $500 sitting there. But I could make a lot of stuff out of that if I had a place to work on it. So there we go into the other thing I've been doing, is trying to design a garage that's going to go up here. The county says that if I make a garage out of Connex boxes, it has to be engineered, no matter what, period. I can't use a Connex box as part of a structure without engineering. Engineering wants $3,000 for the simple garage I was going to make out of those, using the Connex boxes as part of the structure because, well, they're already here and they're Connex boxes. They're super sturdy. But $3,000 to engineer a garage that's only going to cost me maybe 15 grand to build, that's a bit excessive. I can't afford that. So I've been tossing up different ideas. I think what I'm going to do is build a simple pole barn. I'm going to empty out one of the Connex boxes that only has a few more things left in it. I'm going to try and sell it around here, a 40-foot Connex box in good condition. I should be able to get $3,500 for it and have them come and take it out of here. Hopefully they can get it out of here without destroying my fence, my gate, and my driveway. But we're going to see. If I can get $3,500 for that Connex box, that can go toward building the pole barn. I'd like a garage, if I'm gonna build a garage, I would like it to be, whoa, dust storm. I'd like it to be, or have, a 14-foot high door and a door that's at least 12 foot wide. This allows me to pull a trailer in. The legal height limit for a trailer that you take down the road is 13.5 foot tall. So I could pull any trailer in that door. I could pull my backhoe in the door without having to worry about the boom. It allows you to pull about anything in that door you're gonna need. So I figure if I'm gonna build it, I'm gonna build it that big. Now I can make a pole barn with 6x6 pressure treated uprights, poles, and put a roof over it and then fill the walls in later. And in my county, that's called a special outbuilding. You have a special outbuilding permit, it's about 220 bucks. Doesn't matter how big, as long as it's not meant for human inhabitants, and you start construction within 180 days. They don't do inspections, they don't want plans. It's up to you. You build it and it falls down, it's on you, not on the county. So that's kind of what I'm leaning to, because I can put the poles up, put the roof over it, and then I can use pine, whatever, to fill the walls in. Board and batten, doesn't matter. I get you a little update on what we're doing around here and what's going on. Take care, guys. Until next time, go make something.